Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. I've been discussing with Ron Placone about, first we got into the infrastructure bill and how there's a bunch of red pills in there, and there's a bunch of stuff that'll be it says it's going to do this and that, but I'm sure it'll mainly be kickbacks and, for people, and the wealthy will get most of the money, and it won't trickle down to the average American. Like, maybe you might see some, like, oh, we got new trains in this town or new buses or something. Maybe you'll see some, oh, there's more charging stations for electric cars, and they'll go, see, we did it, but it won't be enough. But as we're facing complete climate collapse, COP26 was a failure because we've talked about there was more oil lobbyists there than anything else. What is this? Obviously, we were just talking about how, free market capitalism can't fix this either. Even if everybody decides to go put solar panels on their home and buy an electric car, it's still not enough. We need, like you were saying, eco-socialism. How do we get to eco-socialism under our current state? I mean, is the only thing left just
grab a clipboard? Just grab a clipboard. Don't get mad. Vote. Don't talk into a microphone. Vote.
Yeah.
Vote.
Yeah, we do vote, Obama. We have voted.
Vote.
The clipboard, I know, but we're going to need more.
Did you vote with hope? Hope vote.
That was it. When I voted, I didn't have enough hope in my vote.
You need to have more hope.
That's right. You're so right, President Obama. But I mean, what's it going to take? I mean, we've talked about this a lot. Anytime we come to sort of, you and I have talked about this, I mean, together and separately on our shows. I mean, are we just at the, where it's just going to take general strikes of all levels? I mean, November is it's been strike-vember, they're calling it, because all these companies are striking for various labor issues, which are important and they need that. But in terms of the environment is collapsing and we're all going to die, what do we need to do?
Well, I think there still are a lot of things we can do on the micro level that can lead to the type of systemic change we need. It's not like it's totally hopeless. And some of them are sort of, just the obvious things that do help. I mean, of course, recycling, of course, composting, stuff like that. Let's not be naive and think that's anywhere close to enough, because, if you're recycling, that's absolutely great. But if the biggest polluters on this planet keep polluting the planet and go unchecked, it's all going to be for nothing. So there's that. But there is something to be said for everybody, at least I believe this, everybody making as extensive of an effort as they possibly can to really get their needs met locally to the best of their ability. That means getting food from your local farms, supporting your local farmers. That might seem like a small thing, but it really isn't if everybody does it. And I don't know if you noticed, but they never talk about this stuff in the media. They never talk about community farming. They never talk about that type of agriculture. Why? Well, because a lot of their advertisers are these people who are mass producing products and are part of factory farming and factory meat producing and factory, I mean, all that stuff, which is some of the biggest pollutants in the planet. And eating locally would really curb a lot of that, and I know it's not easy to do completely. I mean, I know I can't, but at least not right now. But I really try my absolute best to eat locally as much as I can and to get as much as I can from local farmers, from community gardens. It's better for you too, by the way. You're getting better produce. And I try to get as little as possible from the grocery store. I can't avoid the grocery store entirely. Of course, I go to the grocery store, and I'm not suggesting that everyone should do that. But doing things like that is, I think, a bigger step than people realize. It's a more significant action than it's given credit for. Is it the be all and end all? Of course not. But it is on the list of things you can do, and it's a pretty big bullet point on that list.
Yeah, I mean, it is like, again, we only have, as individuals who are just regular people that don't have the power of the billionaires, We're not CEOs of big corporations. We can only do so much. And like you say, these actions in our daily lives do matter, and they do add up. And also the actions of local governments. This is why I say we need a top-down solution to solve the environment for sure. But in the meantime, on a just day-to-day basis, you can support like local farming and like you're saying, but also this is why a legit climate policy for your city, your town, your school board, your homeowners association, whatever, those things actually can make a difference in terms of if it becomes just commonplace that everyone's got a really good climate policy for their school board, for their business, for their local parks,
for their college campus.
Yeah, their
which we're
college
seeing
campus.
A lot of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like if the college kids just go, nope, we want a sustainable campus, and that's that. And then it could be the swell, the tidal swell that, high tide raises all boats, that gets people to be just on board with demanding. I mean, that could be the thing that sort of helps the apathy that Americans are fed. We're fed apathy, and so we celebrate it and we are rewarded for it. I mean, we know this as comedians. If you have an act that's like calling out the power structure of the billionaires, you're not going to get a lot of work in traditional media. You and I know this firsthand. But if you have one of those like, I'm apathetic, I just play video games and get high and get drunk, then you're going to get elevated. I mean,
yeah,
like,
that wave's been going on for far too long now. I'd like to think it's like ending, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it will. I'd like to think it will. I feel like it took a little dip, and then it like got big again, and now I don't know. But yeah, it's so. I just don't care about stuff, man. I don't care about stuff. If you ask me about this comedy podcast that has 5 listeners, I'll cream in my pants. But I don't care about stuff. It's just so cool how I don't care about stuff. I don't. No. You care about stuff. You care about a lot of stuff. You're not some fucking nihilist. You just wish you were.
I know,
Anyway,
and the comics that are
insider baseball.
A little insider baseball. The comics that are like selling out stadiums and arenas and big theaters and big comedy specials, the majority of them are just not talking about what's really happening and what's collapsing. It's like they're drunk taking their shirts off or whatever. So anyway, we don't want to spend too much time talking about the comedy world, but I'm just saying we know that apathy is propped up. It's fed to the American people. It keeps us, I always say we're designed. They feed us. They want us divided, distracted, and afraid. So if you can't be afraid of something and you're not paying attention, then just be distracted. Care about getting drunk or video games or whatever the thing is, sports, whatever the thing that gets you all worked up that doesn't matter. Sports doesn't matter. I used to really care about sports. It doesn't matter. It's entertainment. It doesn't give a shit. Movies it doesn't mean anything. And that's why even in the movie world, the movies that had big, heavy social commentary, anti-war messages, they're gone. They don't have anti-war messages in movies anymore. There might be some little line in there or something like, whatever, those are weapons. Those people sell, weapons for war. They're the worst. And that's just some line in a Star Wars movie. And you go, wow. But the whole movie isn't about that theme.
Han said that.
Yeah.
He was like, they sell weapons for war.
Yeah,
I know. That was a famous line of his.
No, that was actually, well, now we're getting into my film nerdery. It was in one of the.
He was like, I love you. And he was like, they sell weapons for war. I know.
And actually, I think
like,
it was
what?
in the Han Solo prequel where he's the young Han Solo. I think it was in that. It was in one of those movies that came out 3-4 years ago where there were like people that were like, oh, those are weapons dealers, and they're like, they're the worst. Now there is a line like that in one of those Star Wars movies.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. Yep.
And then
but
did
again,
Chewie like they're like weapons dealers, and Chewie was like, yeah, like Wookiees don't like that. They're a peaceful species.
No, they didn't even add a second line to it. They just had the one line.
They should have done that. Chewie's the pacifist. Unless you beat him in that video game, right?
Then
in the New Hope, he lost that video game. He got upset.
Yeah, he'll rip your arms
like,
out.
you gotta let him win.
So yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's like there's a million things we all need to do just on our daily levels, but it's still, and we need to pressure people, and we need to do general strikes, and we need to do a bunch of things. There's a million little actions we can take individually and collectively that'll make this happen. But it's going to get a lot. I mean, it's only going to get worse. I mean, November, we just had 80 some degrees in LA in November. We're going to have 85, 90 degrees at Christmas. We're going to have 125, 130 degree summers. We're going to have more flooding. I've always said America's not going to give a shit until the Super Bowl's canceled. When they cancel the Super Bowl because there's a climate storm or something like that, there's a record floods that have never happened.
That's when they'll really get together. Be like, we got to do something.
Yeah. So I guess that's what it'll take. Well, Ron, where can people watch your stuff and then see our live show?
You can find me over at on YouTube, Ron Placone, on Rockfin, Ron Placone. You can find my podcast, Get Your News On with Ron, wherever you get your podcasts. It's just Get Your News On with Ron. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone, TikTok at Ron Placone, Instagram Ron Placone. I'm Ron Placone on all the socials. And at ronplacone.com, you can grab tickets for November 27th in Los Angeles, where Graham and I are doing a show. And it's going to be a good old time.
It's fun. It's this cool new theater that's like a 60-seat room, and it'll be a blast. Tickets are going quick, so get them now. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, a little over a week from now. So go to grahamelwood.com or ronplacone.com to get the tickets.
Oh, and also I'll mention my movie real quick. You can check out my movie trailer on my YouTube channel, my Rockfin. It's also my pinned tweet if you follow me on Twitter. Or you can go to GoFundMe and just type in left at wall. Check out the movie trailer. If you are able and interested in making a contribution, that's wonderful. But if not, no problem. Just watch the trailer anyway. Let me know what you think.
Awesome. Well, dude, thanks for joining me today. It was good to have you on the show. And, we'll see you next week at the show.
All right, buddy. Be well.
All right, later.
Peace.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/GrahamElwood or rockfin.com/GrahamElwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood and go to grahamelwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a PO box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.